Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at railway terminals that are absolutely massive. Join me, I'm counting down 15 of the largest train terminals in the world. Let's start with number 15, Shinjuku Station in Tokyo, Japan. Shinjuku Station holds the record for being the world's busiest railway station by the number of passengers. This station is a maze-like complex that sees more than 3.5 million pass through its network each day, and it's the perfect example of Japan's efficient public transport network. Japan Railway East alone operates 16 platforms within the station, with lines such as the Yamanote Line, the Chuo Line, and the Saikyo Line, providing connections across the city and beyond. But it certainly helps to know what you're doing in the station before going there, as it has more than 200 exits, and it's built across several underground and above-ground levels, creating a network so intricate that even seasoned commuters occasionally find themselves lost. Only the most experienced can find their way around without checking the signs, which are fortunately available in various foreign languages including English, Korean, and Chinese, and the station also, of course, has a wide array of facilities like ticket counters, information centers, and automated ticket gates. But it always hasn't been that way though, and originally it opened in 1885, and when it opened it was a small stop on the line. Since then, however, with the way that Tokyo's developed around it, it had to grow into what it is today, and it's become a major piece of the country's transportation network. It's surrounded by countless department stores, restaurants, and entertainment venues, and within just a short walk you can be in Shinjuku with its towering skyscrapers, neon lights, and its lively nightlife scene. And Kabukicho, which is Tokyo's famous entertainment district. No visit to Tokyo is complete without going through this station, even if it is just for the experience of being in such a busy place. Number 14, Estación Retiro Mitre, Buenos Aires, Argentina. The Estación Retiro Mitre, which is in the Retiro neighborhood of Buenos Aires in Argentina, is one of the city's most famous railway stations. Being a hub for both commuter and long-distance trains, the station is a fascinating example of Argentina's push in the early 20th century to modernize and connect the country. Originally, it opened in 1915 and was designed by 3 British architects. And this was part of Argentina's railway boom, which was heavily influenced by the British investment and expertise, and it helped create one of the most extensive railway networks in the world at the time. The station's design is typical of the elegance of the early 20th century European architecture, blending Beaux Arts and Edwardian Baroque styles, and when it was completed, it became the largest train station in Latin America, and today has a total of 8 platforms. Now, one of the most impressive elements is the iron and glass roof, which was manufactured in Liverpool in the UK and assembled in Buenos Aires. This massive structure shelters the platform, but it also allows natural light to flood into the space, creating a bright atmosphere. The interior still has the original high ceilings, marble floors, and decorative elements that take you back to a forgotten era of railway travel. Now, the railway network in Argentina began well, but started to struggle in the second half of the 20th century because of the country's economic challenges, and this meant that the station began to fall into disrepair and it became outdated. In recent years, though, efforts have been made to restore and modernize the station with a focus on preserving its heritage while also improving the facilities for modern travelers. Improved ticketing systems, upgraded platforms, and better signage has made the station more accessible and functional. And while it is now a stunning building that's more than a century old, it's got all the modern features you'd expect of a 21st century rail network. Number 13, the Beijing Fengtai in China. Beijing Fengtai Railway Station, which is in the Fengtai district of Beijing in China, was reopened in its current form in 2022 after a major reconstruction, which had made it the largest railway station in Asia. Originally built in 1895, it was an important station during the early days of China's railway history, as it connected Beijing to other parts of the country, enabling trade, travel, and military logistics. However, as the city grew and transportation demands changed, the station eventually fell into disuse and stopped passengers altogether in 2010. The decision to rebuild this place was part of China's wider strategy to improve connectivity and handle the increasing flow of passengers and freight. The station has a massive total floor area of around 4 million square feet and has a double-decker layout. The upper level is used for high-speed trains, while the lower level serves regular rail services, allowing for easy management and a range of train operations. This design does maximize the station's capacity, enabling it to handle over 14,000 passengers per hour at peak times. Now, architecturally, this place has a modern design with a focus on environmental sustainability. The station's futuristic exterior has glass facades that allow natural light to beam in. And advanced engineering and green technologies such as solar panels and rainwater harvesting systems, they've been used to minimize the station's environmental footprint. But now it's a central hub in China's high-speed rail network. It serves conventional rail lines that link Beijing to other parts of northern and central China, and being in the Fengtai district means that it's also in an area with significant historical importance too, with nearby attractions that include the Grand View Garden and the Lugo Bridge, making the station a destination in its own right. Number 12. The Zurich Hauptbahnhof. Zurich Hauptbahnhof, which is usually abbreviated to Zurich HB, is in Zurich, Switzerland, and it's one of Europe's busiest railway stations. It's a hub for domestic and international travel, and it plays a really important role in connecting Zurich to cities across Switzerland and the rest of Europe. At first, a relatively small structure, the station has gone through several expansions and renovations over the years to handle the growing number of travelers. It dates back to 1847. The most significant renovation of these occurred in the late 19th century, when architect Jakob Friedrich Wagner designed the current main building in a neo-Renaissance style that was completed in 1871. Today, Zurich HB is a sprawling transportation center that serves over 2,900 trains and as many as 500,000 passengers each day. It's got 13 platforms and 26 tracks, and its central location gives easy access to attractions, business districts, and surrounding regions. It's a hub for the Swiss Federal Railway Network, regional S-Bahn trains, and long-distance international services connecting Germany to Italy, France, and Austria. And the underground Löwenstrasse station, which was completed in 2014, added additional capacity for high-speed and long-distance service. It's open 7 days a week, including holidays, and it offers virtually everything you could want to help pass the time while you're waiting for your train. It features over 200 shops, restaurants, and services. During the holiday season, the station is turned into a festive market with stalls selling crafts and additional treats under a giant Christmas tree that's decorated with Swarovski crystals. As well as remaining as the city's most important station, it's also now a historic monument, and it's been included in the Swiss Inventory of Cultural Property of National Significance. Throughout the building, there are a number of historical exhibits and installations, including the Guardian Angel, which is a suspended sculpture that makes the station an interesting blend of transport infrastructure and culture. Number 11. Waterloo Station in London. Waterloo Station, which is in central London, is one of the busiest and biggest stations in the UK. As a major transportation hub, it connects millions of people, tourists, and long-distance travelers to London and further beyond. First opened in 1848, the station was originally built as part of the London and South Western Railway to handle travel between London and southwest England. It began as a small terminal, but it's continued to expand as rail travel became more and more important in the 19th and early 20th centuries. The current station, which was completed in 1992, has an Edwardian Baroque style, with its stunning Victory Arch being a memorial to railway employees who fought in World War I. Today, the station has an estimated 94 million passenger entries and exits each year. Operated by Network Rail, it is the terminus for South Western Railway, connecting London to places like Southampton, Portsmouth, Bournemouth, and Exeter. The station's location on the south bank of the River Thames has made it an important hub to connect these places. The station has 24 platforms, making it one of the largest stations in terms of platform numbers in the UK. Its Grand Concourse is usually very busy, with digital departure boards, ticketing facilities, and a range of shops and cafes. The station also connects to the London Underground with the Waterloo and City, Jubilee, Northern, and Bakerloo lines, and has a short walk to the Waterloo East Station, which offers service further into London and into the southeast of England. It was also once an international station, as the first place that offered Eurostar services through the Channel Tunnel and on to France. These have now moved elsewhere though, so in recent years the station has undergone some modernization projects on the former Eurostar platforms, which have been repurposed to be used by domestic services, which have given the station much greater capacity. Number 10. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus in Mumbai, India. The Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj terminus in Mumbai is one of the most historically important railway stations in the country. It's originally called the Victoria Terminus. The station is an example of colonial-era architecture, and it's been recognized as UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. It was designed by British architect Frederick William Stevens in the late 19th century, and its construction, which was completed in 1888, was meant to commemorate the Golden Jubilee of Queen Victoria. The structure is decorated with stone carvings, gargoyles, and domed turrets, along with motifs that were inspired by Indian plant and animal life. The main building features a grand facade with a central dome surrounded by high towers and pointed arches. The interior has huge vaulted ceilings, stained glass windows, and ornately carved wooden staircases, and this has made it one of the most photographed buildings in India. The suburban rail services, often known as Mumbai's lifeline, transports millions of people every day, making this a vital hub for local transit, and at the same time, long-distance trains from CSMT link Mumbai to cities across India, and given its place in South Mumbai, gives easy access to commercial areas, heritage sites, and government offices. For tourists, it's also near places like the Gateway of India, Marine Drive, and the bustling Crawford Market, making it a great starting point for exploring the city. The terminus is also seen as a living museum of Mumbai's colonial history and its transformation into a modern city. In 2004, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its design and its role in the development of railway networks during the British Raj. Conservation projects have focused on cleaning and repairing the station's stonework, restoring its stained glass windows, and maintaining its carvings. And at the same time, modern facilities such as escalators, digital ticketing systems, and enhanced security have been introduced to make it fit for the needs of modern travelers. Number 9. Roma Termini in Rome, Italy. Roma Termini, which is in central Rome, is the central hub of the Italian rail network. It connects Rome to cities across Italy and Europe and allows for the movement of millions of passengers each year. The station gets its name from the nearby Baths of Diocletian, which is an ancient Roman bathing complex that once stood in this area. Its first version, however, was much smaller, and it was opened in 1863 during the Kingdom of Italy. However, as Rome grew into a capital, the station was completely rebuilt and expanded, which led to its official reopening in 1950. The iconic Dinosauro, or dinosaur, canopy at the main entrance is one of Roma Termini's most recognizable features. This concrete and glass structure provides a surprising contrast to the classic beauty of Rome's ancient architecture. The station's large concourse and symmetrical layout make it easy to find your way around, and it welcomes many millions of people each year. It also serves as the main hub for their high-speed rail service, which is operated by Trenitalia. Now, these trains connect Rome to other major cities like Milan, Florence, Naples, and Venice in just a few hours, making it a very important part of their transportation network. The terminal is integrated with Rome Metro system, with Line A and Line B intersecting beneath the station. Now, this makes it a convenient point of access to attractions like the Colosseum, Vatican City, and Piazza d'Espagna. Within walking distance from the station, too, visitors can explore the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore, one of Rome's major papal basilicas, and the Museo Nazionale Romano, home to an extensive collection of Roman artifacts. As is typical with hubs like this, it also has a Forum Termini, which is a large shopping mall with over 100 stores, including international brands and Italian fashion boutiques. Various restaurants, cafes, and food outlets offer a taste of Italian food, from quick bites like pizza and gelato to full-service options, virtually making it a destination in its own right. Number 8. Seoul Station, South Korea. The Seoul Station, it's got the best name ever, is in the center of South Korea's capital and is the country's busiest and most famous railway station. It's a gateway to Seoul and an important element of South Korea's network, which is one of the most advanced in the world. The station's history dates back to 1925, when it was opened during Korea's Japanese colonial period. Now, it was designed by Japanese architect Tsukamoto Yasushi. The original structure was built in the distinctive style, combining Renaissance and Romanesque influences, in line with the architectural trends of that era. Renamed Seoul Station in 1947, it continued to expand alongside the city's fast urban and economic growth in the decades that followed. Today, the original 1925 station building is a cultural landmark, and it's been repurposed as a museum and cultural space called Culture Station Seoul 284. This beautifully restored structure gives a glimpse of Korea's history by hosting exhibitions, performances, and events that celebrate contemporary arts and heritage. But Korea's high-speed KTX or Korea Train Express trains, which connect Seoul to major cities like Busan, Daejeon, and Guangzhou in a matter of hours, the station also handles ITX or Intercity Train Express and conventional rail services too. It's got platforms for Line 1 and Line 4 of the Seoul Metro, providing access to easy areas of the country. The RX, or Airport Railroad Express, also links Seoul Station directly to Incheon International Airport and Gimpo Airport, making it an ideal choice for travelers arriving or departing from the city. The concourse is filled with ticketing counters, automated kiosks, and digital displays providing real-time information. And while there are plenty of shops, convenience stores, and a large food court, one of the more surprising highlights is the rooftop garden. Seoul 7017 is an elevated pedestrian walkway converted from an old highway overpass that connects the station to nearby neighborhoods. It also offers a green space for relaxation and some amazing city views. The station's position in the city puts it near several cultural landmarks. Namdaemun Market, one of Korea's oldest and largest traditional markets, is a short walk away, offering a unique shopping experience. While the nearby Sungye-moon Gate is a historic treasure that sits at odds with the station's modern design. Moving on to number 7, Gare du Nord, Paris. Gare du Nord in Paris, France, is one of the most famous railway stations in Europe. It serves as a gateway to the French capital and far beyond. Built between 1861 and 1864, it was designed by French architect Jacques Hittorf, who wanted to create a station that would be worthy of the Second French Empire. The station's exterior is an amazing neoclassical design, featuring a series of grand arches and 23 sculpted figures representing cities served by the railway, including Paris, London, and Amsterdam. The ornate design and proportions of the building are typical of 19th century ideals of combining functionality with artistic elegance, which is something that's been lost in modern ages. Today, these architectural elements have had modern upgrades, meaning the station meets the needs of today's travelers while keeping its historical charm. It is the busiest railway station in Europe by passenger volume. It handles more than 700,000 passengers each day across its 32 tracks. High-speed TGV trains also connect Paris to major cities across France, such as Lille and Calais, while the Eurostar links Paris to London through the Channel Tunnel. Regional TER and RER trains, as well as suburban commuter lines, also meet here at the station. It's got platforms on the Paris Metro with lines 4 and 5 passing through, and to the RER B and D lines, which serve the Paris suburbs, and important destinations like Charles de Gaulle Airport and Stade de France. If you're traveling to Paris by public transport, it's almost inevitable that you need to go through here. Inside the station, there's definitely a range of features designed to cater to the needs of the users. Shops, boutiques, and duty-free stores offer everything from luxury goods to everyday essentials, while cafes, restaurants, and bakeries provide a taste of French cuisine. Even though there's a focus on retaining its historical roots, it has continually evolved to meet modern demands. Renovation projects have focused on expanding the capacity, improving passenger flow, and upgrading facilities to create a more sustainable environment. Plans for further modernization include a massive expansion that was completed in the lead-up to the 2024 Paris Olympics and have firmly established it as a world-class transportation hub. Number 6. Central Railway Station in Sydney, Australia. The Central Railway Station, found in the heart of Sydney, is the largest and busiest railway station in the country. It's known simply as Central to locals. It's a vital hub for New South Wales and beyond, connecting city to its suburbs, regional areas, and other major cities across the country. The station officially opened in 1906, replacing the original Sydney terminal at Redfern to accommodate the growing demands. It was designed in the Federation-Free Classical style. The station's main building was done in line with the architectural trends of the early 20th century Australia, blending in classical European influences with practical design elements suited to local climate and context. But one of the station's most famous features is the 279-foot or 85-meter clock tower, which was built in 1921. Having been a big part of Sydney's skyline for decades, the clock tower's chimes are a nostalgic sound for many locals, as a reminder of the station's historical significance. The station is a major interchange for their public transport network, serving suburban areas, regional rail, and intercity connections. Their modern platforms cater to a variety of transport, Suburban platforms handle the city's commuter traffic, while long-distance platforms are dedicated to regional and interstate trains. Central also connects to Sydney's light rail system, buses, and the metro network, making it an integrated transit hub that links travelers to important locations across the city. The Grand Concourse, with its high ceilings and intricate decor, feels historic, while modern features like digital information boards, automated ticketing systems, and upgraded seating areas mean it's fit for modern use. With 26 platforms and over 250,000 people passing through each day, Central Station continues to be upgraded as part of Sydney's broader development initiatives. And with the projected passenger numbers increasing in the coming years, further expansion across the whole station is currently under consideration. Number 5. Guangzhou South Railway Station in China. Known locally as Guangzhou, it was the result of China's rapid development in high-speed rail infrastructure, and it's become a gateway to the Pearl River Delta region and beyond. Opened in 2010, the station covers an area of more than 16 million square feet, or about 1.5 million square meters, and it's one of the largest railway stations in Asia. Its architecture features sleek, flowing design with a roof that looks like flowing waves, and it was inspired by the nearby Pearl River. Now, the station is a major hub for their high-speed rail system, connecting Guangzhou to major cities across the country. It is a key station on the Beijing to Guangzhou high-speed railway, which is one of the world's longest and busiest lines. The station serves the Guangzhou to Shenzhen to Hong Kong Express rail link, which provides access to Hong Kong in less than an hour. With 28 platforms and 15 tracks dedicated to high-speed services, it handles over 500,000 passengers each day during peak periods and can accommodate up to 600,000 passengers if needed. The station's design separates passenger flows for arriving and departing trains, which does reduce congestion and ensures a smoother operation. Advanced technologies, including facial recognition for ticketing and real-time information displays, further speed up and simplify the travel experience. A dedicated bus terminal and taxi stand outside the station further extend its reach, while long-distance coach service provides access to towns and cities across Guangdong Province. These connections make Guangzhou South far more than just a railway station, but a wider transportation hub. The modern design and connection to the high-speed network means that it shows just how important the city is as an economic powerhouse in southern China. Its location within the Greater Bay Area, which is a mega region that includes Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and Macau, shows its importance in regional integration and connectivity. Number 4. Johannesburg Park Station in South Africa. Johannesburg Park Station, in the city center of Johannesburg in South Africa, is the largest and busiest railway station in the whole of Africa. It connects Johannesburg to major cities and towns across South Africa and neighboring countries, and it's a gateway for commuters, long-distance travelers, and international visitors. The station was first built in 1897 during the early days of Johannesburg's rise as a mining and industrial center. Originally a much smaller building, it's expanded over time to accommodate the growing needs of a rapidly developing city. By the mid-20th century, Park Station had become a central point in South Africa's railway network, playing a key role in transporting goods and people during the country's industrial boom. The station is also the starting point for long-distance trains, which link Johannesburg to cities such as Cape Town, Durban, and Port Elizabeth, with these long-distance routes being vital to both businesses and leisure travel. One of the station's most important modern additions is the Gautrain, which is a high-speed rail network that was launched in 2010. The Gautrain links Johannesburg Park Station to OR Tambo International Airport, Pretoria, and other important areas, providing a fast and efficient mode of transport for locals and tourists. Inside the station, passengers have access to a range of features that improve their experience. The station has ticket counters, waiting areas, and baggage services, as well as a variety of retail shops and food outlets. Travelers can find everything from local snacks to fast food and convenience stores, making it a one-stop destination before you catch your train. The station's location right in the center of Johannesburg places it near several popular attractions and landmarks. The nearby Carlton Centre, which is Africa's tallest building, offers incredible views of the city, while Constitution Hill, a historic site and museum, takes you through the history of South Africa's struggle for democracy. During the apartheid era, the station was a site of movement and separation. With the segregation policies of the time and now in the post-apartheid period, Park Station has become a place of integration, showing Johannesburg's diversity and the way it now prioritizes the encouragement of inclusivity. Number 3. Leipzig Hauptbahnhof, Leipzig, Germany. So Leipzig Hauptbahnhof, located in Leipzig in Germany, is one of the largest and most architecturally impressive railway stations. It's a vital transportation hub in the region of Saxony and a symbol of Leipzig's rich cultural and economic heritage. Built between 1909 and 1915, it was designed to handle the growing railway traffic in one of Germany's most important industrial centers. It replaced 2 smaller stations and was meant to symbolize the city's prominence in commerce and transportation. When it was completed, it became one of the largest stations in the world, with a facade of over 980 feet, or 300 meters long, and a total area of about 900,000 square feet, or 83,000 square meters. You can tell there's something special about this station from the moment you see the grand exterior, with towering arches and intricate stonework that were typical of early 20th century design. Inside, it has soaring ceilings, wide platforms, and spacious halls, and the main concourse, lit by natural light through the large windows, provides a welcoming environment for travelers. The station handles both regional and long-distance service, including high-speed intercity express and intercity trains that connect Leipzig to major cities such as Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt, and Dresden. It's also a cultural and commercial center. The station is home to a 3-level shopping mall with more than 140 shops, cafes, and restaurants. It's open 7 days a week, and the mall offers everything from fashion and electronics to traditional German cuisine and international fast food. Today, its central location places it near some of the city's most important landmarks. The Leipzig Opera Hall is within walking distance, as is the St. Nicholas Church, which is a historic site that's associated with the peaceful protest that led to the fall of the Berlin Wall. The station's also close to the Leipzig Zoo and the Museum of Fine Arts, making it a great starting point if you're planning to explore the city. Number 2. Nagoya Station in Japan. Nagoya Station in Nagoya, Japan, is one of the largest railway stations by floor area. It's a major transportation hub in the Chubu region. Known locally as Nagoya Eki, it's become a symbol of their economic prosperity. It combines cutting-edge technology, impressive architecture, and extensive features. Nagoya Station sums up Japan's efficiency and modernization. First opened in 1886, Nagoya Station initially served as just a small stop on Japan's growing railway network. Over the decades, it expanded to accommodate the city's rapid growth and its importance as a commercial hub. Today, it serves as a key stop on the Tokaido Shinkansen, Japan's high-speed rail line that connects Tokyo, Nagoya, Kyoto, and Osaka. The station's role in Japan's network makes it one of the busiest stations in the country, handling over 1.1 million passengers each day across its more than 4.4 million square feet. One of the most famous things in the station is the JR Central Towers, which are a pair of towering skyscrapers that were built directly into the station complex. Opened in 2000, these twin towers rise 803 feet or 245 meters above the station and have a mix of offices, luxury hotels, shopping centers, and restaurants. The station's design is both functional and visually impressive. The huge concourse is designed to handle large volumes of passengers with clear signage and well-organized layouts. Along with the transportation facilities, the station offers a wide array of features for a modern traveler. The station complex includes huge shopping areas and retail spaces that offer everything from high-end fashion and electronics to local souvenirs and traditional crafts. Food enthusiasts can try Nagoya's local cuisine, such as hitsumabushi, or grilled eel over rice, and miso-katsu, or deep-fried pork cutlet with red miso sauce, which are available at numerous restaurants within the station. I'm hungry now. Nearby attractions like Nagoya Castle, Atsuta Shrine, and the Toyota Commemorative Museum of Industry and Technology show the city's blend of tradition with innovation. The city is the headquarters of the Central Japan Railway Company that operates the Tokaido Shinkansen, and they're a world leader in rail technology. The station hosts exhibitions and displays related to the Shinkansen and other cutting-edge transport developments, establishing Nagoya's role as a center of industrial progress. Number 1. Grand Central Terminal, New York City. Grand Central Terminal, which is in the heart of Midtown Manhattan in New York City, is the most famous station in the United States, and it's known all around the world for being the biggest railway terminal of all. Often known as Grand Central Station, it first opened in 1913, and it's got a stunning Beaux Arts design. The The terminal was built to replace an earlier structure, the Grand Central Depot, which opened in 1871 but became outdated as train traffic and demand grew. Designed by architects Reed and Stem with consulting architects Warren and Wetmore, the terminal is typical of the grandeur of the early 20th century. The Beaux Arts style, with its focus on symmetry and classical elements, is clear throughout the structure, from its massive exterior to its ornate interior. Now, one of the most famous parts is the main concourse, which is a huge space that's lit by natural light streaming through arched windows. The teal-blue expanse, dotted with gold stars, has become one of the station's most famous visual elements, although for some reason the celestial map is reversed, which is a detail that's led to countless theories over the decades. The station was also built before the other huge skyscrapers that are now surrounding it. These now block out much of the sunlight that originally would have beamed through the windows, so the concourse has a much different vibe today than it would have done originally. The whole station covers an area of around 48 acres and has 44 platforms, which is the most of any train station in the world. These platforms serve the Metro North Railroad, connecting New York City to suburban areas in New York State and Connecticut, making it a vital route for commuters. In addition to its rail services, it's connected to New York City's subway system, providing easy access to the rest of the city. Its central location in Manhattan also places it near major landmarks, including the Chrysler Building and Times Square. The terminal, of course, houses a variety of shops, restaurants, cafes, and even a tennis club, offering something for every visitor. Boutiques and retail stores throughout the terminal further add to its appeal as a destination for shopping and even leisure. Grand Central Station has also been an important place in American history and culture. During World War II, it became a critical point for troop movements and military logistics. Over the decades, it's also been featured in countless films, TV shows, and books used to represent the romance, drama, and energy of New York City life. In the 20th century, Grand Central did, though, face threats of demolition as rail travel declined and development pressures grew. However, a campaign led by preservationists, including former First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy, successfully led to its designation as a National Historic Landmark in 1976. In the 1990s, Grand Central underwent an extensive restoration to return it to its former glory, and this project included cleaning the ceiling mural, repairing architectural details, and upgrading facilities to meet modern needs, while also preserving the terminal's historical integrity. Today, Grand Central continues to serve as a fully functional transit hub with over 750,000 users each day. Thanks for traveling with me, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our channel members.